But the two things that people need to focus on, and then the secondary thing, okay? Main thing is facilitation and sales. Facilitation and sales. How do you drive the sale? Step up your marketing, okay? How do you drive the facilitation? Work something out with your manufacturer or increase your staff size. Secondary thing is creating more revenue streams with ancillary, or like Jake says, complementary products and services that go with. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new episode of Real Business Roundtable.
Welcome back. Thank you.
Shout out to Powder Toast Man.
I appreciate you. My hair, I need a haircut.
Today we're going to talk about goal setting. If you are an entrepreneur, small business owner, a startup, you have an idea, whatever it is, we want to talk about setting goals, and then not only setting goals, but how to take action, because execution is everything.
Wow.
So
imagine a world.
When you are trying to, let's say you're in business, you have a business that's been 4 years old, and you know that you can do better. You know that your team can handle more. You know that if you just increase, say, your staff size, then you can bring on more revenue, vice versa. We want to talk about steps towards progress. So the first thing in business, let's say again, say it's established business. I don't want to go down the startup rabbit hole. Say it's an existing business and you want to grow. There are two sides of it. There is the sales side, which is the obvious. Now, if it's a product or service, if it's a product, that means you have to step up manufacturing. It means you got to lock down deals for bigger orders, right? But if it's a service, it means you got to bring on more labor. And if you're using AI or whatever, more power to you. You want to be able to balance both sales and facilitation. And if your goal is to grow, those are the two main things that you need to look at. Now, what are some secondary things that you could look at as a business? Revenue streams. What are revenue streams? Revenue streams are other products or ancillary services or products that go with your product or service, right? They're related, okay? Pencil eraser. And sometimes the eraser is on the pencil. Look at those things like revenue streams and opportunities to grow your business. Like we just got off the phone with a potential partner and they sell something. We have something. We invented something that's ancillary, right? That's like almost like a little sidekick that's related, doesn't compete. Mm-hmm. We said, hey.
It's complementary.
Yeah,
Very complementary.
So we said, hey, we got this thing. Our engineers built it. Let's roll it into your offering because you are selling to the same exact person that could use this.
And vice versa.
Let's do some kind of partnership. Now, what this will do for them ultimately is allow them to generate more revenue.
And there's a gap, and the gap's closed once the complementary.
Oh my God!
Okay. Now, in your business, look at sections of your business as revenue streams. You have the main product, the main service. How do you scale said product or service? If it's a product, you bump up manufacturing, okay? But at the same time, you have to jack up sales, which means you need to step up your marketing and your sales. So it's like a balancing act, and same thing for a service. If you have a service that requires manual labor, if you up your staff, you got to make sure you're feeding that staff with enough work because you don't want them just sitting on their thumbs.
When you have the goal to grow, the biggest part of it is just doing it, just starting, right? Planning and strategizing and getting consulting and making sure that your plan is right and talking about it. That first step is necessary. Planning it, strategizing it, writing it down, creating a graphic, whatever that is to you, do that thing. So it's visible, it's tangible. That'll make it real. And envision yourself and where your business would be at the end of that goal. What's the end result? What is that goal? What does that goal mean? Does it mean this? Does it mean that? What does it mean? Strategize in the end, and knowing or understanding what that end goal is are the two most important pieces. Once you figure that out, that is the first step of the whole process. Now, we talk about this stuff all the time, and Andy talks about, planning paralysis and whatnot. That is one of the biggest brick walls that stop people from growing or doing whatever they want to do, is taking action.
That could be the death of any plan.
It most often and
nothing
commonly is. Nothing will happen.
Nothing will happen, and you are SOL.
So if you're in a position where you're like, okay, if we're pitching them or consulting them or whatever it is, a lot of people say, like, a lot of people are in a position where they don't know how to start. The planning and the strategizing, writing it down step by step. What did we have to do? What are the moving pieces that have to take place in this strategy? Creating that strategy, like I said before, to make it a visible, tangible thing is that first step. And then breaking it down and making it step by step how to take action on this thing. That is the best way to get going with a growth plan, for example, right? Mm-hmm. Jotting it all down, understanding it step by step, and then taking action and doing it.
But the two things that people need to focus on, and then the secondary thing, okay? Main thing is facilitation and sales. Facilitation and sales. How do you drive the sale? Step up your marketing. Okay. How do you drive the facilitation? Work something out with your manufacturer or increase your staff size. Secondary thing is creating more revenue streams with ancillary, or like Jake says, complementary products and services that go with. Those are the two, I want to say, the two most popular angles. Another angle you could take is expansion. Mm-hmm. Expansion and partnerships. You can have affiliates. You can have resellers. You could have a franchise. You could have any kind of opportunity to allow you to kind of spread your wings nationwide, where if you work in a very localized business, you can go nationwide by having partnerships, reseller partnerships, white label partnerships,
marketing partnerships.
However you can think about this, either if you want full control and you want the brand recognition, then you do something like, possibly a franchise or a some type of like licensed consultancy or something like that, where you can expand really fast, partnering up with other entrepreneurs.
We're going into, and the reason why we're talking about this, and most likely going to be posted right before then, is we're going into a new year. And we talked about this a little bit on the last episode. We kind of touched on it, is going over the numbers and all the milestones and everything that you achieved or didn't achieve in the past year, going over that and then planning for next year. This is the time to plan, right? You have the time. Everyone has the time now to sit down, open up your iPad, laptop, notebook, whatever it is that you work on, and write down your goals, write down the plan, like I said before. But now is the time to do it. This is where companies are setting their budgets, and January is the time where they take action. You're going to feel refreshed. You're going to feel ready to go as long as you position your mindset and you prime it to be ready to go by January, whatever the day is, Monday, the day after the holidays, since everyone takes that first fucking week off. You go in that on January 5th or whatever it is. But it's all about priming that mindset, right? That's a big portion of it. 50% is planning, 50% is mindset and vibe and going into it the right way.
Yeah, you got to have that positive mindset to just go forward in a direction that's going to be productive. My big thing that I say is always be productive and positive. Don't be negative and whatever, non-productive. It's just going to be a recipe for... There's nothing you can do. Like my mom says, the only other option is being dead.
It's so true.
You got to just dust yourself off and get back up.
It's morbid, but it's so true.
Yeah.
Everyone always, so if I'm starting a new venture, I think I said this recently in a call. Failure is just not an option. It's not even in my vocabulary.
Yeah.
That is the mindset, especially as an entrepreneur.
Yeah, you can't.
Failure is not, it cannot be an option, right? There is no plan B. There's no nothing. That mindset is the key and the first little step to being able to completely motivate yourself. That is not an option. It's not a thing. It's not in my vocabulary. It can't happen. And then when you have that mindset, crazy things can happen. Really, really cool, wild things can happen.
Bruh.
So make sure that
We need to take the soundboard.
if you are stuck in your ways, you need to break from that. Break from it. Stop watching TV. Stop watching TV.
We're gonna get into this again.
Oh, dude, if I was king of a country,
We'd be fucked.
no,
I'm kidding, I'm joking,
we'd
I'm
live in
joking.
a very, very, very nice place. We would live in a very nice place. All right. So, just to keep everybody motivated and in line when we go into this new year, it is a new opportunity to do the best you can, but try to do something advanced and better than what you did last year.
Lock the fuck in. Let's all make some money. Let's all be happy and prosperous and strive. And I wish everyone luck and fortune and health in the future. Thank you so much for watching us today on Real Business Roundtable. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. Like, subscribe. Check us out next time. Peace out. Like I said, check us out. Peace out.
Okay.